Oh, shit. Oh, wrong one. Wait a sec. This one. Hey there. Oh, I never know how to say that. Artuez. I've got a little lag here. Hang on one second. All right. 1 second, guys. Here, we'll get rolling here shortly. Oh, God, you guys have the lag there. Oh, I was a little behind and getting started up. Okay, so we'll as soon as this catches up, I think it's about a 30, 45 second delay. We should be good. Come on, I just had to get, that's me getting the link so I can send it into the Discord. R2S, right? The mic level okay there? Oh, let's get OBS up. Come here. Oh, come on. What's going on? Why are we in this loop here? Oh, Jesus Christ. Hang on a second. Now, what are you guys seeing? You should be seeing that. Oh, good. Okay, Jesus, what is going on here? Hang on a second. I'm in kind of a loop, it seems. It's showing that screen. No, I don't want it to show that screen. I want it to show this screen. So then I can't... Shit. Oh, God, these things are always a problem for me. Okay, let's go over here. Bear with me a second, guys. We'll get going. I changed this a little last week because there was a problem or it was getting stuck. Shit. I can't tell. Okay, give me a sec, guys. I can't tell if it's working. I can't see your chat. That's the problem. What did I do differently? That needs to be, oh, that was supposed to be up there. All right, bear with me, guys. I got to get one of my guys to help me out here. Shit, I'm not sure why that's not going. Why is that not traveling? Oh, what is different? Okay, so let me push this over here. Oh God, I hope I didn't fuck this up. I might have fucked this up, guys. I don't know why you're not. Okay, disclaimer. So if I, son of a bitch. So this should be, if I take this off, yes, we have. Okay, so there we are. Now. Okay, hang on. I see. When you get to a white screen here, I know we're good. I don't completely understand why I continually have this problem, but oh, jeez, I know this is frustrating for you guys. Nice enough to come over here. It's frustrating for me wanting to get started here, but I don't exactly know what the problem is. It shows. Hang on. I think it's the delay. So I see you guys seeing what I've got. It's just going to be you and me out there if we don't get this sorted out. Oh, that's frustrating. It should catch up now. Why are you not catching up? It's on the right screen. There we go. Okay. All right. So I guess we should be good now. You got a white screen. I should have warned you about the right screen. All right. Alturez. Yeah, you're seeing a white screen here. Are we good here? So we've got, just making sure, as you're the only one in so far that's had a post. Are you seeing that white screen, that Binance coin in this triangle? Anybody? God, I hope so. Otherwise, I'm going to have to bail and do this tomorrow. Figure out what the problem is. Yes, you are seeing that. Okay, good. Thanks, man. All right. Since I started doing these, every time it's trouble. I just do not understand why. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead. I guess I can see white with chart. Okay, good. All right, so I don't know what's happening on YouTube, but I guess we're okay. It's always a little unsettling to start that way. So anyway, here let me get settled here and get over to what we're doing here, right? So you guys know what the goal here is, right? So we poll the members, ask them what assets they're looking at, what they're interested in. And I always ask them to kind of express their TA views on it. How are they looking at it technically? How are they implementing some of the things that we're teaching, right? That hopefully that's the reason that they're in our Discord, is to learn some of the things that we teach with regards to how we approach things technically. It's very specific. We do it the same way, every chart, every time frame, every day, it just never changes. Right, so that's the point of it, is that people see how we approach the market. That may appeal to you, may not, right? So in many ways, it's just exposure to our methodology, which is a combination of things that were all taught to me. I was very fortunate, had some good mentors. So we work very much with market geometry, the fib relationships, Elliott Wave, and most recently we've introduced the market structure because it's so popular and people are drawn to it. And Elliott Wave dovetails into it perfectly, like a glove. So with all that said, first up here, and this was from how do I say that? I'm not even try. Injurite, I'm just going to go with that. Who asked for this a couple of days ago, and I've had some regular comments on YouTube, people asking for an update on Binance. I don't spend a lot of time with it because I lost money on when they were shut down. There are all sorts of issues, right? So U.S. traders, I don't know if you want to trade Binance U.S. I don't even go near it. I don't have any capital there. I don't trade it. So the U.S. residents have trouble with it, but it's still, one of the top 10 coins. So it's worth looking at. And then anyone outside of the U.S., right, may have an interest in it. So this is what, forgive me, but I can't, Jay. I can't get his handle, his handle I can't read. Giving me a triangle here. So he's giving me a daily on Binance. Binance coin sure looks like we've got a triangle. So what your first thought would be, okay, what is that leading to? Well, let's bring it up over here. Well, it certainly looks like we're in a triangle here, but the question is how would you interpret that? I think we just probability is that we're in a 4 as we go sideways and we don't progress the trend. It's a little odd that we have this big extension in the 5th. It's not like that doesn't happen. It's just, normally that's where you would expect the 3rd. So, but it does fit because it looks like we can go 1, 2, and this is the extension of the 5th of the 3rd. So the high Elliott Wave Oscillator here, which is just the difference between two moving averages here, but that giving us that peak. So this is your impulsive section of it. And here now we're consolidating as we wrestle with it. This is what the market does, right? It's pretty straightforward, right? Every market does this. So we get a big rally and then we consolidate, right? So is this the new value area? Well, is this the new value? This is the new value area. All right, so the market, after the push from here, we get new value. Here's the POC, we're literally splitting it. So how would you trade this? Well, of course, the insinuation here is that we've got an A, the B is potentially, right now, of course, this is just a snapshot in time. If we rally up from this, well, maybe you revisit this, but as it sits right now, ideally, if you could pick your entry spot, you'd want to be in down here, right? Perhaps sweeping some of this liquidity. That's the anchored VWAP from this pivot, which is what I drew for the volume profile. Got a fair value gap down here that's been tapped, right? These have been, so the market does not need, the algo it doesn't look down here and go, well, I got to rebalance that. Now I have some lower down here, but then you're going to start to, boy, that's going to start to look kind of ugly. It's going to be harder to buy down here, but although that's, as we come down as retracement traders, that would be prime zone. Now, do we get that? If we're going to stay with this triangle, it looks like we'd be coming in somewhere like this. We got a little high volume node here, so you can just, just use your eyeballs. Well, it looks like, okay, maybe I've got a little bit of support here from this high volume node. Maybe, right? You kind of look at it and go, all right, does that make sense? What else could be there? Now, granted, we are on the daily. So let's, and I am not in log scale, I should mention that. So as we look at it here, is that my B? Seems hard pressed to find a different solution. Now, does it look like we'd be done there? Probably not, right? So what you'd be, if this is the B, we'd be looking for a 5 to finish it. But that's now all of a sudden getting a little, no, okay, well, we're overlapping the 1. So diag, maybe. And now, so some people might look at this and go, oh, okay, well, what's the big deal, right? So we've got a perfect golden zone. Well, okay, right, so if we do that, your premise would be, okay, we've got to relabel this, right? Because it wouldn't fly as it is right now. That's not likely to be your C. Finishing down here, I mean, now, of course, anything's possible, right? I'm not saying it's not possible that we don't rally here, right? It's, Elliott was a guideline, and it's imperfect. So, okay, so we look down here. Likely that's your A wave. It looks it looks like it's more impulsive than corrective, right? Certainly, right? It's a sharp correction. It looks like I can go 5, 3, 5 here, right? So I've got a little ABC, right? Into an A. A, B, C into a B, A, B, C into a C, A, B, C into a D. This almost looks like a 5, right? So, oh shit. So you'd have to do A, B, C to get into the E. So with your Elliott hat on, this might get a little trickier to say, okay, how do I get done here? Because what we want, right? This is what the any bull is looking at, wants to do. Is thinking that. Oh, 1, 2. Oh, perfect retrace in the golden zone. Oh, what's the issue? Well, it would certainly be an imperfect resolution here for an Elliott count. I'm trying to think if there's another way I can get this done here. I don't. For us to be finished here and then go 1, 2, while again anything's possible, seems less likely. I went to a 4-hour here, so if we look at it up here, does that give you a different view of it? It sure does kind of reinforce the idea that likely we're in a 4 after this big, right? Again, you look here, the big 3, sideways, not progressing the trend, right? We consolidate. God, is there any way to do it? I guess we might consider that. Let's look at that so we can create the possibility here. Now let's revisit that. All right. So as is often the case, right? Whenever you have a count, and you're like, oh, that doesn't work. You want to look at it and start picking it apart and say, okay, what am I missing? What's an alternate that would allow for this? Because what the bull wants to see here, right? And you're already doing it in your mind's eye. Right, is this, right? That's what the bull wants to see. Now, is that going to be the 5th or the first of the 5th? Well, that would have you being done here. Well, the only way we can look at how that might work is if we're doing it this way. If we're going to go A, B, ooh, we got a little truncation down here, C, D, E. All right, so you can roll with that as the implied count 1, 2. Right, so why not take that trade? Well, I'm saying that somewhat seriously, right? You've got a perfect ABC that comes into it. It's not a lot of separation here. Let's try an 8, see if that gets any better. ABC, you'd have to truncate here. This is all wick anyway. It's not great there. Again, don't expect it to be perfect. So this is an implied count. Put the 4 here. 1, 2. See, because of this, and note that's the God MA, right? The 200. Boy, that's a good launch point, right? So there's almost. Oh shit! Where's that little fucker? You're looking for a third, right? So you might look at it and say, oh shit, I'm late. Well, are you really? Maybe not, right? So you've got a fairly big target up here. So to get this bounce here, and I note we're filling in a fair value gap there, right? So there's an imbalance that we're in the midst of filling if I were to, oh shit. Oh, you can see it right here. So, okay, we're coming off of this. Literally ticks the 65. Boom. Now, is it in sympathy with the risk on day from the CPI? Likely. Do we care? Why? I got an ABC into a golden zone. What does that mean immediately? What's the first thing that occurs to you? Oh, wait a second. I got a 1, 2 into a golden zone. I'm looking for a 3. Right? Hopefully, you've already done this, right? You're looking at this saying, oh, well, that means we got a golden corner. Let's go to original recipe. Now, when it's this close, that's the downside to it, right? That getting to this, that 80% is almost too easy. Now, okay, we look at the angle. You know, if the rally continues here, we could be here too quickly. So it's a little bit, you like them ideally to be a little bit more spread out. But that doesn't mean that I wouldn't use this. So, I mean, 80% odds is 80% odds, period, right? I got 80% that I get there. Now, maybe I don't get there right off the bat. Maybe it takes a little time. Well, we got to think about that. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing something like that. Maybe if we're looking for a third, you're looking for it up here. So maybe we can be a little bit more aggressive than that. Maybe it's the 1, 2, right? That meets the 80%, right? So boom, right? Algos are happy. 3, 4, we get up for the 5 of 3. So why not take this trade? It's 12 to 1. Well, you got to lean into the idea that it's a 1, 2. Right now, when we started out at a lower time frame, it didn't quite work, right? So coming out to a higher time frame, perhaps that's a reasonable approach to it. Risk reward. So what, at the end of the day, okay, that's a trade setup. Now, as long as you don't do something silly, like give it way too much risk, why not take that trade? Very low risk, very high return. You can find a solution that accommodates the position here that we've got. This does look like a 5 into a 3. A, B, C, D. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Why not take it? Well, if you're in the U.S., good luck finding a place to trade it. If you're out of the U.S., I don't know, VPN or other locations where you can trade it. You're in the middle of a squeeze. Note that here, right? On an 8-hour, you're in full squeeze terrain. Oh, that's annoying. That thing is there when it's black down here. That's squeeze. So out of this consolidation here, are we going to come here? Oh shit! Do I have Bollinger on there? Sometimes that can help put Bollinger on there, but you get the idea here. We're still Keltner inside Bollinger, right? Low volatility. There's a little pop. Now that's an 8-hour, 4-hour. Well, let's get down into that. Let's get to the 1, right? It looks like you might have a 1, 2 that you could work with. 1, 2, 3. So let's see if we can make that fly. Right? Again, right? We can get down here. I don't like to go much below a 60. Right? It just gets too squirrely. For Elliott, right? I trade lower than that. Most of my trading is all intraday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. So we map it out. Okay, do we know that's coming? No, we don't. All right, but if that, right, I've got a roadmap. That's what I'd be looking at, right? So if you want to let this, there's nothing. There's a good example of where FOMO could get you, right? So, okay, oh shit, well, all right, well, maybe you can, again, assuming you wanted to trade this, am I a little late? Well, maybe, right? This would have been perfect, right? But your goal is not to be perfect. Perfect is unattainable, right? Don't even aspire to it. What we want to do is look for reasonable risk reward scenarios that are technically valid, that are not at odds with any sort of broader macro picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You want to be more conservative? Well, if you buy it, look at it this way. if you're like, oh shit, I'm late. Oh, okay. Well, so I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Well, you're buying one right into an imbalance. Two, just as it bumps into the 200. You're trying to get to the third. Maybe you get the median line here. But if the 5 completes here, if we get this, and then you're waiting for a 50% retracement, you're right back to where you started, to where you would be longing it right now. So I always feel like, oh, if I can confirm that 5. Right, then I can lean into the idea I've got a good pivot here. It's obviously good technically. So don't feel like you got to chase it, because likely, are you gonna get out here? Well, I guess that's the question you'd have to ask yourself. Right, if it does this, are you getting out here? You got a nice little trade. You're not buying a Lambo, but you got a nice little trade on your hands. Are you getting out? No, human nature will. Well, I'm not even to the algo target. Oh, maybe I'll get that algo target. Oh shit, maybe I'll get the bigger algo target, right? So there's lots of ways to talk yourself into staying into the trade. Now, but if I just look at that 3-4, okay, wait, so I'm counting on an extension in the 5th. I'm counting on it blowing right by the median line, heading towards target, and just in a straight line. Anything's possible, right? Is that probable? Well, I'll tell you what's probable. What's probable is that we get that median line. That's most probable. That's 80% odds. Anything after that is just gravy, right? But we can't lean into it statistically and say, well, if it hits the median line and we get a little retrace, well, there's an 80% probability that we're going to the upper parallel. We don't get that math. Right? That's not established. This is established, right? So my thought would be, if I'm taking this, my trade plan is to exit at the median line on the anticipation that that's going to be the 1. And the anticipation is following a completed 5, right? Which that would be the assumption that we complete up here. You can see all the nice imbalance here and all the potential liquidity that's up here. So you look here and you go, oh, well, that fair value gap has been filled. Why is it still there? Because we didn't get a close beyond it, right? So that's the way this particular indicator keeps it on the chart until there's a close above. So here there's just wick, but it's mitigated. So does it have as much power? No. The algo won't feel a need to go there as it did here and here. I don't think you have to force that. Just more conservative, right? So now if you're jonesing for a trade, take it. Stops under the low, right? I mean, if you're going to take it right here, where's your stop? You got to put it down there, right? Do you want that much risk? Well, what's your target here? You're going for the third, 4-1. That may be more than you want. I don't know that I would take that much risk. If I can get that out of there. Maybe you tighten it up and say, okay, I'm not going to let it overlap the 1. So we tighten it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if it's coming to overlap the 1, so I can just use the pivot of the 1, so I can get a little bit better. There's 11. 11-1. So I'm not saying don't trade it. I'm saying if you do trade it, have a target. Don't let your emotions dictate, oh shit, maybe it'll keep going. Oh, maybe it'll keep going. Oh, if it's retracing, oh, well, that's okay, because I was anticipating the retrace, right? We rationalize our decisions all day long. The better you know yourself, right? And you know that tendency. And the reason I can say that with conviction is because I've worked with probably this date, thousands of traders. 10 years as a broker, where it's an intimate conversation about their risk tolerance and what they're doing, what they're trading, and how they're going to trade it. I know how people will talk themselves into staying too long or getting out too quickly, right? It's very easy to do, right? You've done it to yourself, guaranteed. Not a bad trade, pretty good setup. Yeah, I mean, that's probably all I can add there, right? So you either take it now or you wait for the 5 to complete and take the retrace. Just like, well, here's a good counter. Wait for the 5 to complete, take the retrace. Wait for the 5 to complete, take the retrace. Wait for the 5 to complete, take the retrace for the 4, right? That's what we teach here, is retracement trading. What we try and break you from, if you'll pardon the pun, breakout trading. Like the people that bought up here. How did that work out for them? Or here. Breakout. I've hammered that home pretty well. Okay, so that's Injure Right. That is a hard one to pronounce. Okay, I got fellow trader moving on here. I'm assuming we're okay. Something screwed up here. Let me see if I can bring this over. so I can see you guys. I think if I do that, then I can see your chat. Okay, Alta Vista, just in time for BNB. Thanks. Oh, how do I pronounce that, Indra? You're gonna have to put that phonetically for me, so I don't butcher it all the time. Okay, but your post was a good one, right? I mean, when it's like, what, just rule of thumb. If you're like, what the fuck, triangle. Right, now maybe you spotted it right off the bat. Oh, there's some leftover stuff. So what are you guys seeing now? You're seeing that. Okay, so I got to pay attention to what you guys are seeing and what I'm seeing. Okay, so let me move on to my next subject here. This is from a fellow trader. So he wanted this. He had two, gave me here. Two that I never looked at before. So this is the first one. Oh, this is leftover TA. He didn't give me any of his TA, which it's okay, where it's not a requirement. But we ask people because we want to see how you're progressing with our method, right? It's not that I'm going to chart shame you in any way, right? I want to encourage you. I want to see you be successful. So the last thing I'm going to do is make you feel shitty about anything you post. Duh, right? I'm not going to do that, right? So if you have the time or you're working on your TA, post it, right? So because otherwise we can't see how you're progressing, which is kind of the whole point of the live streams, right? So now, granted, right, there some of this, right? People get trade ideas. I get trade ideas. Some of my best trades of the year have come from live streams, from members saying, "Hey, I spotted this in XYZ," because no way I can track everything. So that is a benefit of being here and showing up, is you get an idea and then the rationale as to why you would consider the trade. So if you're looking here, this is ONDO Fianance. I have no clue as to what they're all about. But do I need to know? Not really. Now, if I was going to make an investment, I'd want to know a little bit about what their purpose is. What's their use case? But I don't to trade it. Do I need that? No, I don't. Because they all trade the same way. All right. No, that's daily. Looks like a 1-2. I mean, this looks like 3, 4, 5, right? It's a 1-2. It's not a great looking 3. Let's come out of log scale and see if that looks a little bit better. That kind of changes it up a little bit. So it seems hard pressed to not do that. Why would I not do that? Well, let's see. It looks like you might have to. You might get stuck in some sort of a triangle here right now. That's not ideal. See, it's tempting to do this, right? So you think, oh, well, it has better symmetry if I do it this way, but does it, right? Does it work? Well, number one, we'd lose the impulse. So now we're talking about a diag. Let's break that down a little bit. See if we can get some more. Here's classic 4. It's not great, Elliott. It's definitely not, and by that I mean it's just not shaping up that way. But that looks like 4. Do we want to think diag here? Well, we'd have to do it. It doesn't really look like a series of 3s, though, does it? You might get stuck doing it here. I don't really want to connect these two. All right, so that's when I say that, I mean, let's see, let's open this up here. This is the 4. That doesn't, I don't think that has the right look. So now you got to get a 1, 2, 3. This looks very 4-ish. This is very 4-ish. This is very 4-ish. So what do we got here? Jesus. Well, now it looks like we've got, we can just draw it up, right? However, you're not outside of Elliott speak, sure looks like I've got some sort of a triangle going in, pennant, right? So you could think of, some sort of a pennant. But what have I got here? So this is actually a good example. So I've got higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. All of a sudden that breaks, right? So if I put some market structure on here, if I even have it. Let's put, just for fun, let's put Alba on there, which is my preferred for SMC. All right, higher high, right? So here's where I get the next break of structure. Here's the change of character. So this is my range. So again, when the Elliott's not screaming at you like, duh, okay, right, okay, well, then we can approach it this way and say, okay, I'm going to swing low, swing high. Here's my 50%. Here's premium. Here's discount. Right now, this is the value that SMC market structure brings to the table because and this is part of the appeal. There's a simplification of it. Right. There's not 26 corrections you have to memorize. Right now, I'm not saying it's easy to trade SMC. Most people, that's the problem. Most people are sucked into it, thinking, oh, this ICT is making gazillions. Well, he's making his money not from trading. He's making it from selling you memberships and whatever the hell else he's selling. Okay, so what do I got here? A, B. C, D, E. It's why force something? As far as I'm concerned, that's no trade until I've got. So look at here. I got lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right. I'm just contracting here. And if I were to draw, let's see. Let's try anchored. See how that does it. Right. We're just right in the value area. You have no edge here. Is my point. That's a no trade to me. I don't particularly like the idea that I've got to squeeze the 3-4 in here. Doesn't particularly play to me. I don't want to put it over here. It might be, right? So, I mean, some of my guys may be looking at that going, oh, triangle, maybe this flies. I can already hear my Elliott wizards, right, scolding me. Okay, so at first thought you'd think, oh, it's overlapping the one, so I can't do it. But as long as the terminus, right, doesn't, let's see if we can make that fly. Oh, fuck. So we'd have to do, this would have to be A. So we'd have to do it this way. We'd have to do A. God damn it. Come here. A, B, C, D, E. All right. So that could fly. Okay. So again, you have to be harsh on yourself. You have to be critical. Okay. What's wrong with it? Maybe that's the wrong way to phrase it. What doesn't look right? Okay, so we'd be talking about a 4 relative to that 2. Just length of time is all I'm doing there. Just length of time compared to this. Does it have the right look? Well, what's the right look? I mean, it's kind of, you know it when you see it. Not a deal breaker. It's not terrible. Not as bad as I thought it was at first glance, right? But that's welcome to TA. Often, you look at it and you're like, oh, it's done, and you fuss with it a little bit, and all of a sudden it starts to clear up, and you find a map that works. It may be here, so this is partially mitigated. Here, note, it comes right back to the imbalance. So we've got a partial mitigation here. So the algo doesn't need, it's not like, oh, I got to rebalance down here. It's already been done. This is sitting untouched. I wouldn't chase it, but if I were gun to my head, had to trade it, certainly would be a long. Let's see what I'm on, 8 hour. ABC is pretty good, looks technical, right? So again, you start digging into it. Okay, what else is there? That's to the tick. Well, let's get it on there. All right, so we know the algos. This silly statement right there in every market at every time frame, right? So the algo is here. There's Al. Nice little zigzag. Okay, what are we doing there? Can we go down to maybe a 2 hour? Do I have something to work with there? You got to wait, right? You're buying. Well, okay. I'd like to think that anyone who spent more than 5 minutes ever watching a video of mine knows that this is not a place to enter the market. Not there. Of all the places. Whether it's at a pivot or not, gold, we're not going to buy into a golden zone, right? I'd like to think I don't have to even say that. Okay, so but okay, well, fuck, right? They got to break, right? Or we go sideways forever. But let's let it break. So if this is 1-2, right? Is that a little baby 1-2, and that's my 3? I'm hitting resistance here. I got a low volume. I'm getting through the POC. Okay, 3-4. Can I break this with a 5? Okay, well, if so, right, then let the market prove it to you rather than you go, oh, I think it's a 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay, well, then maybe this all starts to come together here. It's looking better. Give me the 1. I'll take the 2. And of all the trades you want, of all the waves, right? If you Elliott hat on, what's the wave you want? What's our money ball, right? 3. Purple belt. That's the only thing we let you trade, 3s and Cs, to build that discipline, so that you're looking for them, so that you don't. Well, now could you? You might have thought, oh, 1, 2. I'm going to trade the 3 of the 1. Okay, well that's legit. We would let you trade that, or that would count, right, for your testing. Oh, I'm in the 3 of the 1. Great. Just remember, right, when we complete the 5, you can't. This is what the newer trader, right, who hasn't been around the market long enough. Again, human nature, your greed glands start to fire, and you go, I bet it's going to keep going. You start to fill in that in your mind's eye. Odds of that? Well, if you had to bet, right, just a black and white that we're going to go straight, would you take that bet? I'd take the other side of that bet. Likely, look at the RSI. What are we at? 75? Coming out of a squeeze. There's not a lot of volatility here. We're in the middle of a triangle. So don't let the FOMO get you. Oh, fuck, it's going. Shit, there's the 4. It's in. If we had a triangle. Oh, I got to go. I got to take it. And that's what the average trader does. They don't know there's a golden zone there, so they buy right into it. And what happens? Right, first thing that happens is, oh, well, that's the 4. Do I want to buy the 4 into that? No, you don't. You want to let that's got to clear. Oh, even if it is the 4, you still not until it clears. If you're trading the 4 to the 5, that's all you. I mean, you're going to stay long on the assumption it's going to break. That's a bad habit to get into. I'm not saying it won't break. I'm not saying that couldn't be a monster. I'm just saying over time, that's a bad habit to allow yourself to get set in. Or to allow to set in. I should say it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm just assuming it's going to break. Never, ever, ever. I promise you. I promise. If you assume it's going to break, it'll hold. It's just the way the market is, right? It's the market is going to teach you that lesson, right? You can listen to me, who's done this for 30 years, or you can say, well, fuck, that's because that's what I did. I was an arrogant little prick, and I would say, oh, fuck you. I'm just going to find out myself, right? For the amount of money I lost by being an arrogant little prick who thought he knew better because I had read a few good books, right? And I was, on 35, and oh, shit, I got this figured out. Now, I wouldn't, you couldn't pay me to buy into that. If anything, you could pay me to sell into that. Making my point. Okay, fellow trader, I think we got that clear, right? So this is hurry up and wait, right? You don't want to, think of it this way, right? From low to high, do you want to buy in the premium? No, we want to buy in the discount. Okay, what else did you give me? You gave me this other one here that I was not familiar with. That's a bit of a challenge. Terawulf. Boy, this is an ugly chart, right? It was interesting. Look at this. Whew, something. I don't know what the story is there, but that's ugly. That's pretty dramatic. I don't know what the story is here, but I can see a target here. We got a major, whatever the news event was that caused that. So you got to look here and say, okay, where's the trade here? Well, this I can't. You can fudge it, but that's a 3 all day, right? I got a 3 followed by a 5. That doesn't work. For a bull, right? If you're thinking bull. 3, 5? Well, if anything, right? So again, you've got your Elliott hat on. Looks like an A, maybe a triangle B. We'd be looking for a C, right? But that's coming after this. W, X, Y. None of it really fits. Now that's the weekly. Let's go to the daily. Best case, I can get a 5 here. 3, it's a squish. It's a squish to make it a 5. But what's the market implying, right? There are times where it's just not going to be perfect every time, but that's implying a 3, right? Period, right? The fifth grader can see that. So what is it we try and do? We try and go, oh, it's not a 3. Oh, no, I'm smarter than that. I say this, partly in jest, but somewhat seriously. If a fifth grader can't, if you want to think, can I explain this to a 5th grader, and would they be able to follow it? That's how drop dead simple you want it to be. Oh, let's see. I got a 3 followed by a 5, right? Do I want to buy it? Well, okay, right. Maybe you're trading into the B, but what's the anticipation after a 5 followed by a triangle? not an impulse. I mean, again, market, nothing's, I mean, of course, you can do anything, right? Nothing, there's no guarantee that we're not going impulsive here. But that's not how we trade. We trade off of probabilities, odds, and pattern recognition off of patterns that have repeated quadrillions of times. Again, why would you long that? What would your rationale be? Well, I mean, okay, take your Elliott hat off, right? Let's just skip all the Elliott. Here, let's just remove all the drawings. Why are you buying that? What's the range? Oh, shit, for all I know, he's selling it. I shouldn't assume. Well, I got to take it out of log. Well, I mean, you almost can't look at it out of log. You have to stay in log, right? So let's say I do it this way and open it up. Maybe you're talking yourself into that, but is this the price action that has you enthusiastically bullish? Oh, you could say, okay, well, I'm in a fair value gap in the discount. Okay, is that enough? In my view, always it's not like we have a shortage of things to trade. I just, there's no reason to trade that. The only thing I might consider doing here is selling puts and calls, right? This is some sort of an iron condor on that, because the odds of this breaking on either side, I mean, you probably have to do it a little closer to the market, but an iron condor will probably do just fine there. If you don't, for option traders, right? Didn't know what that is, right? Just selling out of the money call credit spread and a put credit spread, right? On the assumption, essentially what that's saying is we're not going to do this. Why would you assume that? No, maybe earnings. Looks like earnings were yesterday. Surprise miss. Next one, July. That's a no trade, right? You know, kind of an interesting chart, but you could probably talk yourself into this is all accumulation, but this is going to, I think, given where it's come from, you're going to have to let that accumulate and break. Let's get the break and then the retest. That I would love. Right, that then all day. All right, good one to post. Okay, so next up I got God Lysop. God, that's an unusual handle. God Lysop. Not sure what the meaning is in that, but I'm kind of curious. Okay, so I don't know what you're giving. Oh, pancake swap here or something. God Lysop. What are you giving me here? I guess I got to leave that one. Okay. God Lysop. What do we got here? Jesus. Is that what you wanted? That doesn't look right, does it? Nifty. No, maybe that is right. Okay. I thought I saw something on pancake swap. Oh, shit. Hang on. This is the link you gave me. Now, how did I get on Bitcoin? That's what you gave me. If I copy this, I have to save that. It's going over to Bitcoin. That's weird. Okay. I think this is what you want. Yeah, this has got to be. But I can't draw on that. So, okay, let's just deal with what you got here. I don't even know what this is or how to look that up. Okay, so you're going to go with an A, B, C. Let me just try and see if I can get that. That's the copy. I don't know why. Let's see if I can try and find it. Seed. What the fuck is that? What is this? Seedify NFT. Seed iffy. The fuck? NFT. I have no idea what this is. Some pancake swap. Oh, dude, I apologize, man. I don't know what we're looking at here. But here, I'll just work with what you got here. So if this is an ABC, I want to take, this is an hourly Okay, right. So we're doing some sort of a retrace here. I can't change it. Let's see. So 1. All right. There's our 1. See, I can't move any of them. Okay, well, that's reasonable. Here, it looks like you got a decent 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty skinny there. Oh, shit. Again, I'd like to see it on a smaller time frame, but that's okay. Let's go with AB, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if you think you're done here at a 61.8, retrace for the 2, that's reasonable. You've got some good ingredients here. You've swept the lows, right, pretty aggressively. Now you're starting to come back, so I can't draw on it. So it would be the same thing I would tell you for any of these. First, I'd want to see it break that swing high, right? Otherwise, right, we have the potential for this to just roll over, right? If we get lower low, lower high, right? You're thinking, oh, it's going, rolls over. Oh, it's going, right? So here you would want to see this sweep this pivot and this pivot and this pivot. Well, here, this is pretty much a free fall. So to confirm I've got a low, I'd want to see it break that high and then start to come back. Do I get a 5? Is it a 5 that breaks it? If I can break that in a 5, well, I'm waiting for a 3. It's not that difficult. I don't know what's up with your chart there, but I'm going to try your other one here, which is Super USDT. Oh, let's see. Where could my see? I don't go here because let's try USD. Oh, we can go to Coinbase. All right, give me a second here. I'm gonna get resettled here. I like this color palette. And I'm gonna hide the volume. Okay, what are we doing here? Let's go. I always start with a daily. SuperFarm. Oh, we got some fair value gaps there, that's for sure. Ooh. I don't know why I got those. I want these in something a little bit lighter. Okay. Lots of imbalance, right? So pretty big rip. Oh, we can leave those off for a second, right? So this is our 4, right? So you just look at it, right? It's not that hard. It sure looks like your 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can really work backwards here. Oh, let's see. It looks like move out of the way. All right. So here, we got all the ingredients here. We got a nice 5 that comes down. This is a nice looking setup right here. So here's all the breakout traders get bent over, stops get hit, right? Liquidity is grabbed. Look at how do we know that's what happened, right? Look. Oh, it's going to the floor. I'm going to short it. If that worked, I would teach it. Okay, so 1, 2, right? All self-contained, just what you want to see. I mean, that's fucking tight, right? That is a tight little channel right there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You got this nice, Jesus, right? We got this nice Wyckoff pattern in here. Right, so right there, spring, boom, off we go, monster move, right? So if you're waiting for the retrace, boy, you didn't offer it to you. Beautiful, God, what a great, phew. I have to get these guys on my watch list. I never even looked at them before. Okay, so this is not complicated. What are we anticipating next? All right, we got a 5. Let's take it out of log just to see how we look here. I mean, you don't obviously we got to evaluate it in log. It's 10 cents to $1.60, right? 4 times the range is where we look. So we got to look at it here. Oh. Looks like a 3. Well, we want it to come down lower. So if this is just getting started, doesn't look great as a maybe a little triangle going in there. It's hard to call it. Right? Oh, fuck me. Come here. Something like that. So my first thought, just looking at it, maybe an ABC here. So you got a WXY. Let's figure yellow here. So, you know, again, that's first blush at it. Like, okay, right. And sometimes, right, as you saw right on the first one, right, you get in there and go, all right, maybe not so bad. Right? It's not impulsive. It's not corrective. Right? So what's left? Triangle. All right. So maybe, right? We didn't, you know, go to an 8. It looks like you got a C there. I'd start there, right, and make it prove it to me. It's meaning, okay, so what does that mean? What do I mean by that? Okay, if we're going to go up here, I want to see this fail. I do not, it'll blow up the count right here, right? So then you'd be thinking, oh shit, is this 1, 2, 1, 2? Right? That seems less likely, right? We got 3 followed by 3. Doesn't look like we're starting off to launch here, but again, anything's possible. My thought would be, okay, I want to see what happens here, right? Is this going to be a WXY? Because where do I really want it? I want it down here. Nice big imbalance right here. Holy shit, look at that fair value gap just sitting there waiting. Oh, that's juicy. All right, we got a big fair value gap here just sitting, right? The launch, right? So you probably got a little order block underneath it, right? That's where we find them. The good ones, they create a fair value gap. Oh, I'll call it, there's an order block right there. Why do we know? All right, so I got an order block sitting at the golden zone. Can I script that any better? No, I can't. But you're anticipating this right now. Again, market's under no obligation to do anything. For all we know, right? Well, if this is a Y, we'd be looking for a 3, some sort of maybe a zigzag to bring us down here. X, Y, launch. So, in other words, if you're a bull, oh shit, kind of got to wait. What's the alternate? All right, so you look at it and you go, okay, how else might someone interpret this? That's my first thought. Okay, right, pretty good finish here, working back. That's a good 4. I've got the 3, 4. I've got all of this self-contained. Boy, I don't see a lot that's wrong with that. The uber bull would want this, right? If you were like, what's the most bullish thing I could possibly put up here, right? That some sort of a triangle is going to go in here, and this is going to be a 4, but it doesn't. Doesn't make sense, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a great finish here. I've got this good finish here. I've got the. I mean, no, that is not. It's not getting better. The only thing that would have me reconsidering all of that is if the market did this, right? If we went out of here with some sort of a big ripping move, you'd think, oh, whoa, is that a shallow 2? Doesn't make sense, right? Well, again, it's not like we've never seen. The market's never done that before. It's just not what it usually does. Why do we want to trade abnormal? We don't. We want to trade with, what does it usually do? I say that, you know, somewhat, you know, what was it, Dr. Frank? What was it? Gene Wilder, Abby Normal, where Marty Feldman was at. Abby Normal. I say that in jest, but do you want to put money at risk on where your bet is that something atypical is going to happen? I'm thinking not. Unless you had some reason to think, oh, I know of an event that could spark this. Well, I don't know what that. I don't mean to imply some sort of insider information. It's just otherwise you trade abnormal. Pardon me. I mean, you trade normal, not abnormal. You don't put money at risk anticipating something unusual is going to happen. Well, let me rephrase. I wouldn't. I don't. Number one job of a trader, right? Name of the game, stay in the game. You start taking trades, anticipating something unusual, out of character is going to happen, atypical. What's your life cycle in the markets? Right? You're just another victim or a reload. Okay, so got you on those. God lights up. Sorry about that first one. I don't know what the hell that was. Okay, well, we got some new people posting in here. I always like to see that. So this is Christos. Oh, good name. Sounds Greek. Giannopoulos. Oh, come on. That's got to be Greek, right? So what's he got here? Christos. All right, what are you thinking? Atlas, Navi, Tether. Oh, this looks like nice work. Good job. Okay, let's hopefully this works and I can get your work here. Yay. All right, very nicely done. See, now this is just what I like to see. So this is a new member. First post, right? So obviously he's got the skill set. He's done some study or has some experience working with Elliott Wave. This is just beautiful, Elliott, actually. Jesus, very good. On log scale, I found 5 waves. On non-log, looks like what? Okay, well okay. So we're sitting down here at 8/10, 55. Well, you pretty much. I mean, see, he's recognizing here that. I mean, you know, it's kind of a tricky thing. It's a guideline, right? 4 times the range. Okay, we got to look in log scale. Well, that's going to change it. I guarantee you, that's going to change the count, right? It's going to change everything. Oh, look, right, as he noted, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you take it out, all that happens if you're out of log is that, oh, it doesn't quite. The wave relationships don't look appropriate, right? They look like they're, oh, Jesus, that's completely out of whack. Log scale, oh, that's a beautiful impulse with all the subdivision and an extension in the 5th to give me a 1. So my view is here, again, that's a pretty strong guideline, and that's not just me. That's most Elliottians, Elliott academics, I would say it that way, right? It sounds fancy, would suggest, right, at minimum at 4 times, you've got to go. You got to look at it in log scale. So let's do that, right? So let's stay with that. I think that gives us a much cleaner count as well. I mean, given the range we've gone from 8/10 to 60 cents, yeah, that's a pretty good looking impulse. Okay, so I like your work here. I want to. Oh shit, that's where I need one of my wizards. I don't think you can do it this way. I don't think we can do that. Oh, where's PK? If he's listening, he would back me up on that. That's why I hire these guys, because I don't think you can do it, but we can do it let's do it as an A. Let's do this. A. Oh, that's not beautiful, is it? Oh, we're on a 4-hour. Let's go down to a 2. Oh, that's just a clusterfuck. Probably get a diag in there. Phew, that is ugly. PK, if you're listening, back me up on that. I don't think I can put a WXY into a WX. I don't think I can do it. Okay, right, but does it matter? Okay, right, can we simplify this? Well, let's work backwards, right? That's always the idea. If we think we've got a pivot here, okay. So we've broken some of the prior swing highs here, so we've got a candidate for a good low here. Okay, so we want to finish in a 5, so can we make that fly? Right? What's the obvious? Right? Does this fly? Well, let's check the 1. I wouldn't make a big deal out of that. Now you look and you say, oh, it's not long, but longer is longer, right? As long as it's longer in log scale or in arithmetic, well, it's not, right? So you gotta look at that and say, well, bit of a problem, right? So log or arithmetic, right? 3 is shorter. Oh, pardon me. 5 is longer. So 3 is not the shortest. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a candidate here with that launch. What you want to do is just an ABC. I think this. I don't think you have to worry about that. I think we can. Let's do it this way. I think we can just do it as a flat. Oh, let's go platinum. We're not going to get a 90, but I don't think that matters. I would just keep it simple. 3, 3, 5. That's what I would do, right? Rather than complicate it. Now, if I bump my head here in something, might have to revisit this. This is just such a slop chop monster. It's a little bit of a truncation there, right? We're not quite making it there, but it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, maybe you squeeze out a 5 there. What I don't think you want to do is think this is 1, 2. That doesn't 3, 4. Well, I suppose that would be your big negative in terms of, okay, how could I be wildly wrong? Well, then this would be your 4. That doesn't quite look right. And so it looks like, while this is a bit bumpy up here, and again, Elliott's not perfect, right? So don't expect it to be. But I wish I had PK on the horn here. I don't think I can do a WXY there. I would check that, right? If I can't get with him to confirm that. If I can, I'll post this under the video or under the live stream charts here with a corrected count on it. If I spend a little time with him, he would set me straight, right? These guys are much better Elliotticians than I am. That's why I hired them. Let's see how that looks. Okay, right. So if 3 to 4 came to the 50, good. We don't quite make target, but that's less important here. So coming all the way back. Okay, so where are we going to hit some resistance? Certainly up here. That's a pretty good looking start off of that. Now that's a 60, right? So this is getting a pretty good kick today. That's a lot of wick rejection there. That actually is a little funky. All right, so we look at it without the pump wick. This is just inherent in crypto. It makes me a little uneasy with something that does that. That's such a give back. I mean, that's half the range. Why, right? So it's immediately I look at that and I go, why? Why did we run out of steam up here? There's got to be a reason. So then I just start looking for it. Nope. Maybe 50. No, it's not obvious. Now it is all wick, but that's not. It's a secondary pivot, right? That's a little much, right? So here would be the main. Before we start, right? So this is the last pivot before we start lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. So all of a sudden now we break here. This swing here confirms that we've got our low down here, but you've got a very funky start. So for me, that's okay, interesting. But given that, Jesus, even if we go to a 15-minute, given that wick rejection, I'm going to need to see that settle down a little bit. Where are we going with that? Is this 1, 2, and we're going 3, 4, and we're going to do something like this? Again, that's abby normal. I would let that resolve. Well, certainly you wouldn't want to chase the pump and rejection. So I would let this cook a little bit. Right? That's a interesting, but green banana. I like the post though, and your work looks really good, right? This is great work. Nice finish. You got a tough one here, right? So you see that in crypto. A, B, C. Let this show itself. What is it? Is it part of this correction? I mean, this is a very big monster move, right? So if you're thinking about as he's done it, where you'd be looking for the 2, right? As he's done it, right? He knows what he's doing. So we have all of this unmitigated, if I'm not mistaken, right? Untouched, right? His little 3 is a little high there. And that's why I don't like those things. All of this is untouched, right? In terms of the corrective action. So this is unmitigated order flow. If we're coming back to it, you'd like to see it tap into that a little bit, but it doesn't. Okay. It's sitting down there naked. So oh shit! I don't think you're going to call that a 1. You're not. So this is all part of the correction. So could this? Well, the alternate would be okay. A, B, C into a W. We're going to go X, right? So that would be your next thought. Okay, W, X, Y, right? And then you're back into this. Maybe get down to that 50. You could certainly trade this, right? Because you don't know, right? That could easily turn into a 5. 1, 2, right? So the next trade that I would take is the retrace off of whatever, however this shapes itself up. Do I get a 5 here? If I do, oh, I'll take that all day long, right? I got a clear exit, got a decent target up here would be, oh shit, I'd probably use the swing high. Now, when I got to get a pivot here. The only thing I can say with certainty is I have a good pivot down here. Now, that doesn't mean the low is in, but I've got a pivot. Never any need to chase, right? Chasing is for suckers. Half the reason that's why the algos are written to do that, right? To try and seduce you to take it. That's a siren song, siren pump. Oh, pump, chase it, chase it, chase it. Almost guarantees, right? It'll come down, and if it doesn't sweep the low, right, it'll put you under pressure, right? And most retail will panic and sell, right? And who do they sell to? They sell to the strong hands that were down there waiting for it the whole time that generated the pump, right? To try and seduce retail into it, and then they sit down here. Retail gets stopped out. They don't care whether it's here or here, right? They don't care, right? They're just looking for where's the liquidity. So if we come down here and sweep this, oh, okay, well then something else is going on. Maybe this has got to be 3, 4, 5, right? You got to reevaluate, and then that's the trade you'd be looking for, right? 4, we got to sweep this, retrace, right? It's always the retrace, and now I get a nice little OW, I guess you could call that. Sweep it, right? If they're going to do it, or if they're not going to sweep it, right? Then it's going to be up here. And you're going to be spared the low, right? So anytime it's heading towards a low, your first thought is always, oh, well, fuck, of course they're going to get it, right? The algos, because their stops there, right? They don't always get it. And then you'd be different program. Okay. I don't think there's a whole lot else. That's log shit. I don't think there's a whole lot else to add there. Just kind of a nice tight channel with a break. Now you want the retest from above, right, to confirm. All right, thanks, Christos. Man, that's the most Greek name. That's got to be Christos Giannopoulos. That's a great name. Okay, CZA, Neo. What do you got? Neo, CZA has been with me for a long time. So I say that's putting pressure on his count. He knows. Oh, see, look, he knows what he's doing. All right. So he's been trading with us for a long time. Become quite a good technician. All right, let's see what you're thinking here. This must be one that he likes because he posts this one a lot. So on Bitfinex, God, does anybody trade on Finex anymore? I guess they do. I got a nice looking one here. I'd be inclined to go with your thought here that this is a impulse. That looks like a 4. I see what you're thinking, right? It's a little tricky to get if this is the 4, where's the 1, 2? You'd like that a little higher. So that looks like a 4. Right? So I see your thinking. Okay, so if it's A, B, C, okay, maybe W. Boy, this gets pretty tricky here. Let's go with let's see, where are we? So we're over here. So this is a potential roadmap, right? So he's bearish, looking for a buy down here at the golden zone. White, count my primary. Okay, right? So 1, 2. So essentially, we're looking at this, and often, right? This is just step back, right? Now, there's a lot of shit on here, but what is it that he's implying, right? What he's suggesting that this is what we're doing. That all of the internal swing, all that shit. Here, we can clean some of this up here just to free up space on the chart. Well, that's a daily, right? So we're kind of stuck with that. But all of this subdivision here, which is very nice work, right? The first is, right, it's always good to challenge yourself. Can you do it? Can you count it? It'll give you a whole lot more conviction when you pull the trigger and put money at risk if you've taken the time to work through all the count. Well, this certainly looks like a 3. But it's an awfully big 4 relative to the 2. So you look and you think, okay, well, let's draw it up. Okay, we're going down here for the 5, right? Do we have the right look? Well, it's a little wacky, right? So what gives that, I won't say necessarily the wrong look, but not the ideal look, right? Well, the 4, right? The length of the 4. right? If you had this, right, it'd be a little bit more palatable. Or it'd be a little closer to the right look, if you will, right? So, but we get this giant 4, and all of a sudden, Okay, well, so it's not ideal, right? Again, Elliott's not going to be perfect. This is a nice looking retrace here. Would you give me there? What is that? What is that? That's just a line? I think that's just a line. So I'm going to hide that. It's locked. I'm serious about it. Okay, so I see what he's doing. Okay, so he's got a 50 and a 23.6 here and a 30. Okay, so let me draw it so I can follow along. All right, so here he is. Here's the 50. Here's the target. All right, so that's where he is with his target. Okay. All right, I'm catching up. Clearly a 3. If it's a W, it flies as an X, right? The WXY is clean there. Yeah, this is a shitty finish. I see your point, right? So if well, look at it this way again. Is this the right look? Right. So the Neo has been a bitch, right, for some time, right? That's what we'd be saying about the potentially the A wave. It's a good habit to get it. That's why I do it. So you look at it and you go, is that the right look? Well, it's kind of the same problem we have over here, right? The 4 is way out of proportion to the 2. Now, if you're in a trade like this, if you're in Neo, and he may be because he's been posting this for some time, or it's just one that maybe he's in, right, and he wants to get a little bit more. If you're not in, again, I come back to all the things we have to trade. Do you want to trade one that's giving you that? Well, again, if we have, I don't know, 50,000 charts to choose from, we got 16. Shit, I can't remember what the number is now. I know it's over 15,000. I think it's over 20,000 crypto coins. Okay, Neo was a player. They used to be a bigger player than they are now. We're going to take something that's shaky. A, B, right? So I like your count here. I think that's because it's the implied count. But I don't love the finish. What's the alternate, right? So perhaps, right, you might look here and say, okay, does that look like I've got a 5 here? This would be cleaner. That would be a cleaner finish, and we'd have a better looking. Let's take some of this out. We'd have a better, oh, that's his stuff. I'm just going to hide that. Truncate. It's subtle, but that would give you a better looking impulse here for the Y, right? But again, do you want to, impulse. Is that an impulse? Do I want to trade? Do I want to put money at risk off of a truncation? No. I want to finish it over here. I don't think they're connected. This is what I'm trying to get to. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't want to connect them. Right? I don't want to try and connect it's too far. We're on a daily chart. A good impulse will be easy to spot, and you'll stay with the channeling is such a huge part of it. That's what I want to get here. Right? So can I get out of this? Oh, let's go to an 8-hour here. And it may be that despite, okay, that's what you'd like, right? It's just the market's not offering it. Well, this would have to be the 1, too. And then this would have to be another 1. Doesn't quite fly. But there's no good answer here. So my view is if you're not in it, let's not chase it. Okay, well, let's put the Elliott aside. Let me see if I can hide some of this here. Since he'll have this. Okay, no Elliott. How about just geometry? All right, I got a candidate for a low here. Here's the swing high. So, excuse me. If I take it out, I got no option. I have to keep it in log, right? It's not even an option to not. Which it's a pain because it fucks us up a little here, right? So we can look here. Let's just do, all right, so we can just focus on the 50, right? So log scale. So here's the swing. Here's the swing we're in. Okay, right? So here's the swing. Now, this is all part of the retracement, right? As he's noting, right? Per his Elliott count, right? He's playing this as a 3. It looks like you, fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That you might get that would have to be A, B, C, D, E triangle. Maybe, fuck, it's not great, right? I wouldn't force it, right? If you're struggling that much, as I'm sitting here struggling, going, help me find a trade here. The next chart. Again, if you're not in it. Oh, let's see if we've got any fib relationship here. I'm maybe spending too much time here for something that's not that great. But what can I get here? Okay, well, 272, right? That would be more typical of a corrective action, right? If it had gone 618, you might be rethinking that. But that's pretty typical for a 4. This is the 3. Well, given all that, CZA, I think the path here, I think you're on the right track here. So that's interesting. He drew a triangle. Well, because it's been so choppy and it consolidates here. So that is not a bad thought. I can't say I love it, right? So if this was me and I were not in it, this would not be one that I would pursue. But if you're in it, which I think he is. Oh, let's just one last look here. Do we get a median line tag there? I'm right on it. Close. Well, we got it here, right? So there's your 80%. Secondary pivot. Well, the only reason you would use that is if it was the algo used it, right? Which you could make a case they did. Yeah, they did, right? So we can see right here. You confirm it with the reaction at the target. Okay, so all right, so they used it. If it was me, the only trade I would take is this one right here. I would trade this. So we don't know if that pivot is in, right? But that's the one that I would take right there, right? So I have a clear exit here. I know where I'm going to be stopped out. So risk reward is all you're after here. Okay, if I'm entering here, my stop's there, I got to have a fat target to make that worthwhile. Well, I mean, he's looking for lower than that. We'd be down here. Algo target. Okay. See that, given that size, it's only 3.5 to 1. That might be good enough. It looks like it can be more than that. It's the log scale. I'd take that one. Otherwise, right, because you're after something now. Maybe you get something bigger there, but the first target would be that's where you'd take a partial. If you got a triangle 4 and you're pushing for a 5, maybe you can go for a little bit more here if you get that. But as it sits there right now, I think you got to wait, get a little retrace here, and then you go. Good one, CZA. Thanks for that. Your work looks great. Oh, you picked that's a bitch of a coin. Phew, that's a brutal count. Okay, let's keep moving. How am I doing on time? Okay, we're good. All right, never give back. Oh, I'm thinking here, never give back. ICP USD. Let's see, he gave me a chart. Okay, copy link. Let's leave there. Oh, I should have warned you. Light. Okay, so we got CZA or never give back. I gotta get you to. Unless you're posting somewhere where you can't do it, look at the pinned post in this channel that shows you how to give me a chart. So I can just let's see if I can do it this way. So I can get your work. Maybe I can. Oh shit, no I can't. You're on KuCoin on a daily, so you're going with an A. Oh, how would you make that fly? A, B, C. That looks like 3. No, I don't. I think you might be a little off there. Okay, so let's go over here. So you're daily on KuCoin. Give me a second here. Let's get. Okay, so let me reset that. Okay, do we need log? Yeah, we need log. Okay, and you're thinking the 1 is in, we're working on the 2. Ooh, I don't know about that. Okay, well, let's look at it. Okay, so is the 1 in? Well, first thing I want to do is get, where's my low, right? Where's my lowest low, right? Do I have it, right? So well, that's the lowest low. That's a daily. Do I want to use that? Not really. I can get that 5 out of there. Shit, it looks like it starts with a... Yeah. I don't really want to use that, but it looks like I'm going to have to. So we have to account for it. I think I can go here. That's a bit of a bitch. Okay. Looks like we have to do it this way. Well, I'm going to put that there because I got to see what else is coming. Okay, so let's go back to an 8. I need a 2. And that's kind of a, that's fucking me up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 3. If I put it here, I can't quite do that. Oh shit, you give me a tough one here. Okay, what are we doing with that? That's a... Well, that's a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually good. Jesus Christ, that is brutal. So you might have to do this. God, that wick is just... Yeah, so, you got to look here and say, because what I want to do is this. Oh, fuck it, look at that thing. Yeah, so it may be, we're going to have to accommodate this rejection wick. Well, where's your 2, right? That becomes your challenge. How are we getting out of here? Let's go back to that daily. I need a 2 in here. God, you might have to do it this way. Boy, that's not much of a 2, is it? All right, let's work backwards. So how's our finish? We're gonna have to revisit, because here's what we want to do, right? We want something like this. So how do we get there, right? We can see the destination. Oh shit, that looks like you want to get there. So that looks like that's the deepest retracement you've got. Gosh, I don't like it. I'm just gonna have to do it here. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That has to be internal. So let's take this up at a graph. Fuck, come here. You're kind of stuck with this. So you're gonna have to wedge. Fuck, at some degree you have to look and go, fuck, doesn't matter, right? So where's the? What do I got below down? Let's go to an EWO. Sometimes you can spend too much time down there trying to get it right. Right? What's the implied count? Right? This is the 3. You're just gonna have to live with a shitty 2. 1, 2, 3. Right? Fuck, drop dead. Right? We got divergence. You got everything you're looking for. Looks like some sort of a. Oh fuck. W X Y. So it looks like well, you might do an ABC. Let's not complicate it if we don't have to. Can I get away with that? Maybe. Oh fuck, it's a little wiki. But again, it's a lot of times it's what's the implied, right? We're going sideways. 4, right? As soon as I see that, that's right. Look, this 4, this 4, pump 5. Okay, if that's what it is, if, right? We can start with, well, that's what the count seems to be implying. So we're looking for an entry down here. We got some fair value gaps. Down below, we can see some imbalances here. There's a juicy one sitting right here, right in between. We got that fair value gap to tap. There's another one above it. Oh, here, let's just get the... There's going to be a bunch of them in there. All right, a couple of big fat ones here. There's the one I was just drawing because it's below the 50. So these are getting tapped. This is mitigated. This is just my scribble here that, okay, well, likely some sort of a sideways price action here into a 4, into a 5. Okay, what do I got there? Sure doesn't look like a 5. Maybe you get that. 3, looks like A, B, right? So again, right, you got to start somewhere. You got to put them somewhere. So, okay, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. That looks that 3, right? So you're kind of working from the 3 here backwards. Okay, well, what's that? I don't want to be thinking triangle, right? If I'm working on a 2, I want 1, 2. So I want this down here. Yeah, that's a clusterfuck up there. Well, you know, what do you do with that? It's squeeze. It's just. I think you gotta go. I think you gotta go W there because you can't get a 1 out of that. You can get a 5 here, so you got to work backwards. So here's a 5. So this would have to be A, B, C. So you got to do W. Fuck, that's ugly. X, Y, but that's what I think you got to do. So you got to do W, X. Right now we need C. That's got a ways to go. All right, how is it technical? Oh, let's make that be consistent with our colors. That looks like a candidate. Maybe a little wiki there. It looks like it got through by a hair. If I get it right on there, that's pretty fucking close. Where do I want it? Well, we know this is bait. All right, here, that's liquidity sitting down there. At this low, let's get you right on there. Well, one way or another, you're trying to get to a 3, right? Do we have it? You know, you're awfully early here to take that. You want it down here, so I would wait on that. Now, okay, if it does it and we start to get bullish here, maybe you revisit this. I think you have to end it here. You know, I say I think, but I don't think you can start working into, oh, this is the 4. It looks like we're done. Certainly, given that we break that. So a triangle is kind of off the table. That's not the greatest 3 I've ever seen, but it's not that much dramatically different. If you were thinking A, B, you still need to come lower. Well, when I say that, the market doesn't need to do anything. For us to have a technical setup here that would be consistent with something we can recognize and understand and look at the probabilities of the following result or the following action based on the prior action, I'm not buying that until it gets lower. So, of course, you know, it's easy to think that, oh, okay, I'm going to wait, right? Well, what if it flies? Okay, well, what if it does? Is it going to go to the moon in a straight line? Probably not. Would it be just insane, just outrageous to think we're going to have a 2 that only goes to the 38? Well, it's not common, but it's not radically different. But okay, let's think about that. Are you thinking 1, 2? Oh, okay. Well, how are we doing that? Well, likely, you'd be thinking, oh, if I've got a 3 here, oh, it's going to be a diag. Well, that's a lot to project, right? Because you could say 3, 3. Oh, I'm going to get another 3. So I'm forecasting in my mind's eye, because I want it to be that I'm going to get a 3 here. That's a dangerous way to approach the market. WX needs to come lower. Plus, right, high probability is we want to buy it lower. That's where we want to buy it. So how does it get there? It's not obligated to get there, but if I'm going to be much more likely to be a buyer down here than I am up here. And plus I'm in between, right? So here's the range, and I got a swing high and a swing low that are inside that range. So until we get, let me do it this way. I know that's going to distort because of the diag, but because of the log scale. But until we get into the premium, okay, are we doing this? Are we doing that? Okay, well then if we're doing that, then I'm looking for the correction. Are we doing that? 1, 2, that doesn't make sense, but oh shit, market can do some crazy shit. Would you be a buyer there? 3, it depends on what we got here. Right? Context is everything with Elliott. What do I get here? If I get a 3, oh, really? We're gonna be done here? It's so abnormal. Again, I come back to I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just not what it usually does. So why are we going to put money at risk on abnormal? Same idea. Okay, ICP, I think that's a hold and wait, never give back. Cocoa, let's see what you're thinking on Cocoa. Seems like whatever this method you're doing works, because when I hit launch, I get the chart, right? So, oh, Cocoa, right? Any commodity is high risk trading, and Cocoa is a motherfucker, right? Here, one thing I can tell was, some of you guys know I was a futures broker for 10 years. Traded a lot of cocoa, right? Anytime you go into any agricultural product, I don't care what anyone tells you, you're trading the weather. All right, so what are we thinking here? All right, so first is, okay, do I want to trade the weather? 1, 2, so you give me a 4 hour. 4 hour, okay, so let's go to a 4 hour. Well, actually, let's back up, right? So we know we had the big pump here, right? I think that was record-setting prices. It's $10 a tick too, right? So it's our point. Expensive to trade. Is that a great Elliott? No. Well, what you can see here is no, we got to be in log. Let's see. Can we have? Yeah, it's probably better in log scale. We've got this nice big right cause effect. Consolidate, consolidate, consolidate. Boom. Oh, this is the CFD. Oh, interesting. Not the futures. Okay, well, you got a little tap right here. If we just cut this in half, we got into the discount, and then we got a rip-roaring impulse come off of that. Oh, that doesn't look right. Oh, let's do 10. Let's do 1070. Because it's so big, right? That's what she said. Okay, so 3, that's going to be our, so where's our 1, 2? Not here. I wouldn't do it that way. This almost doesn't matter. It's you'd have to make that make sense. You'd have to go out to a monthly, and even there, what are you calling that? Yeah, I wouldn't. Let's say a weekly. It's just consolidation, right? There is no clear Elliott pattern there. Let's go back to the daily. But okay, so we got to label it somehow, right? This is right. This is unusual price action, right? This is just, that's straight lines. I mean, essentially, you got a straight line, it's tiny, and then straight line, right? That's unusual price action. So there's the abnormal. So let's just take it from, oh shit. Let's go back to what he gave me as the 4 hour, right? So he's trading the correction. So let's focus on what he gave me, right? So he's give me this one. So the top is in, and we're correcting in 5. Okay, let's look at that. Do we have it? Oh, well, do we? Well, first thing you gave it to me this way, I would go to the futures market, but okay, let's see what I got here, right? So this looks like you're on the right track here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? No disputing that. 5th grader can spot that. Okay, I got 5 down, I got 3 up. All right, keeping it simple. All right, do we have, if we've got an AB, all right, what are we looking for? All right, that's pretty simple zigzag. Is that where you were? Oh, why didn't you go 3, 4, 5 here? Why are you pushing the 4? Interesting choice. Okay, so let's look at it. Let's see why is he doing that. Well, first thing I would do is say, okay, well, what again, where are we normally? That's 2618 to the tick. Loxiel, but that would have me planning the 3 there with conviction. ABC. Where am I looking for it? At a 50, right? A, B to the 50. This is Elliott 101. This is Elliott Wave for Dummies. It's a tiny little squeeze, right? So we're in full trend mode here. Why would you assume we're not going to get that target when we have this, right? So we're hitting a 50 at a fair value gap as the market rebalances with a 5 followed by a 3. Is there any dispute about where the trade is? Now, when I say that, that doesn't mean that it couldn't go up from here. I'm just saying, if you're going to put money at risk, why would you're going to buy it? Seriously, you're going to buy that after a 3? On the idea that, what would you be saying here? Okay, all right, so and this again, I don't mean to be snarky, but retail might look at that and go, oh, I got a swing, I got a higher low. Oh, and I'm a couple of ticks, I got a higher high. Oh, here we go. I'm going to guess most of you wouldn't be thinking that, right? So I got a 1, 2, 3. Oh, I was looking for a 3 here. Complete it. Where are we, right? Now let's pull from the 2. Come here. For the oh shit, here, hang on a second. The 2 through the 4. 50 again, right? So I got 50 followed by 50, right? And so when you see that, what registers in your mind? It's definitely not Billy Bob Cocoa Trader. Only software is that precise, right? We as human beings, emotional beings, we are not that precise. We just aren't, right? So we know it's software doing it. All right. Unless you think, right, that it just happens to be coincidental, the traders entered at 50 to the tick twice. Maybe. So the bigger question you have here is what kind of retracement are you looking for here? That's the bigger issue, right? Here's the shit. This is the challenge, right? Is that the low you're working towards? Is this your last swing low? Well, it is, right? It's the last low before we get all the series of higher highs and higher lows. Even that is barely, right? At least we get a little zigzag there. So pulling from that, boy, it's a long fall. But with something like cocoa, you better know what's going on fundamentally. You got to know. I know, right? So you hear me say, right, all the known fundamentals that can be known are factored into the price, right? And that's very true, right? Everything that can be known, that's reflected in that price. So we're up today. So for whatever reason, right, bulls have control, at least today. But that right? I mean, if you're looking to sell retracements, right, you're always going the opposite of the short-term swing. I would sit and wait for that. These are going to be. Is a secondary, a little. Well, you don't have much. This has already been tapped. This has been tapped. Jesus. Maybe you make a case here. You've got some unmitigated order flow here. This has been tapped. This has been tapped by this. This has been tapped. Oh, yeah, that's all tapped, right? There's nothing that didn't get a visit, right? Until you get down here. Jesus, it ain't pretty, right? So, okay, well, that would put you. If we swing from here to here, oh, lo and behold, right, just ahead of the golden zone. This is definitely a sell, not a, well, in my view, all right, that would be a short, not a buy. And then when we get down here, it's a buy, not a short. All right, let me keep going. How are we doing on time? Okay, we're pretty good. How are we doing? I pounded the NAM correction at the end of the submit chart. I posted. Okay. Oh, that's John. George. Okay. All right. George gave me one here. Copy link. All right. So what's George thinking? You got this. Looks interesting. I think I've got a piece of this little crypto. Okay. Let's copy. I do. I have this. I just was looking at this the other day. I liked it. Okay, so daily and 4 hours. So, oh, he's giving me a 3-day. Okay, so the idea is I've got some sort of an impulse here. We get a higher low. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty much a B, C. 1, 2. That looks technical. Whoa, why are you pulling from there? What's going on there? Why are you truncating there? You got it locked, so there must be a reason. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. Okay, maybe it's something I'll see in the other charts. Okay, so 1, 5, 3, 5, 3. Let's go to the daily. Oh, I see why. Okay, so he's finishing with a triangle. That's why. Okay, all right. So he's W, X, A, B, C, D, E. That's why he's pulling from that, right? So we get. I figured there had to be a reason. Okay, so there's the X. Sideways slanted double due to deep W. All right, so whoa, yeah, that's a little fucked. Okay, W, X, Y. That's good work, George. That's nice. A, B, C. Okay, so we get, here's our pivot. Nice, that's good work. 1, A, B, C, 2. 3, some sort of wacky. Oh, A, B, C, D, E. So we're doing a triangle again. All right, so. Although I'll tell you what, George, I think you need that one. I think you need that. So A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a little shaky, but okay. Let's go to the bull run end. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B. Looks like it's working on a C. So we got a target down here. All right, I'm just catching up. Okay, so there's our pivot. There's our swing, right? So we like it, right? So a common location is down a degree, 3, 4, right? So something like that. We'd like it a little deeper. You're not going to let me get that deeper, but I'd like it a little bit deeper into this consolidation. So if I were to, oh, come here, right? Draw it from the swing to that, right? Here's you're going to see the high volume node, right? It's not hard to spot, right? So the interesting POC is down here, but you got a high volume node coming back into this consolidation. That's not, you almost don't even need to draw it. You know it's going to be there. So there's a candidate for the 2 to come in. Stacks. I was reading the other, something to do with, they're somehow tied to, show my ignorance fundamentally here, but something in AI, which had me looking there. Okay, and then he said, let's go to the 4 hour. Well, there's good detail. He's good at this. Okay, so good detail. 1. Okay, so now we can really see it. WXY into a W. So maybe I was wrong. Who was giving me that before? Oh, was it CZA or Christoph? One of you guys here. I was concerned I couldn't do a WXY into a W, but I guess I can. WXYXABCY, right? That's pretty fancy footwork there. That's some fancy, Elliott. WXY into a W, X, A, B, C, D, E, Y for the 2. 1, 2, excuse me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's tricky. But it's just tricky work. We finish up here. Oh, shit. Whoa, wow. We got to do that as a diag. Yeah, I guess we did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, God, that gets a squishy up there. But I guess you can get it done. Oops. I think we have to do it over here. Maybe they got bumped for the 1. 1, A, B, C into the 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a good A. 1, 2. Oh, we're going diag. So 1, 2, working on. Oh, that could be 3. 4 could be going in. Down for the 5. All right, so with this, I just have this highlighted section because that's where we'd like it, ideally, to come back down here to that high volume node. All right, so that looks like that could be a 50. That looks a little far for a golden zone. Now, just a little bit past. Is that a close? Nope, that's all wick. All right, so that looks like a good B. And then we got to finish with this diag coming back in here to this high volume node. So all of this looks like, you know, you can fatten this up. You got the algo target right here, 50. So you've got a zone here that you might consider. Oh, I'm sure that's going to be locked. So you got a zone down here from a $1.40 to a $1.60. That would be a buy zone to be considering. Now, of course, you don't have to sit there with a limit order, right? You can let's get a bounce, assuming it comes this far, and it may not. It may not make it that far. You might be in here, as he's got it noted. You might come in here. Okay, well, are we going to do this? Probably not. Probably not, right? So I say that. That's not hard for me to say, right? I mean, well, talk is cheap, of course, but I mean, really, we're anticipating this? Half the reason that's not likely is because, well, there's two reasons. One, the average traders, they can't resist taking profit, right? If they get something that goes like, they can't, it's irresistible, right? They'll take profit. Not to mention, there's going to be defensive price action here along the way, right? It's very unlikely to just blow through all the resistance there. I mean, fuck, I mean, you're going to have algo resistance. Not that it couldn't, but first thing it's got to clear is this. Okay, then we're getting through here. Now there's going to be running stops here. Oh, is that liquidity grab? Oh, well, if it broke that one, oh, we're going to the high. Now we're going to go up to the high, and we're just going to keep going from down here. It's not that it's not possible. It's just not probable. Even that would be a monster move, right? Just in a straight line. Not likely to do it in a straight line. So even if you think, oh, well, that's the target, it's likely you go down to a smaller time frame, it's going to look like that. It's going to be a 5. It's going to be impulsive, right? Impulsive it's built into the name. It's like, oh shit, we got to buy. It's never any need to chase, right? It's almost always a mistake, right? There's no 100% anything in the market, but over time, you don't want to chase them. Oh, if it moves like that, oh shit, get on my radar. Oh, but I'll wait for now. There are definitely trades where it doesn't look back. It doesn't give it to you. Right? I mean, here, if you were once we started to go here, well, if you're waiting for a 50, you didn't get it. Which is why a 4 or something unusual like this here, you're like, oh Jesus, that's the 2. Would you have been thinking that until you saw this? No, you're working backwards here going, well, fuck, I guess I got to figure out how to get the 5 to finish there. So then you end up with the 2 here. Not 1, that's the 2. You wouldn't know right here. No way. Nobody, I don't care who you are. You're not going to, you would not be thinking at that moment in time, God damn it, there's the 1. Oh, there's the 1. Oh yeah, that's the 2. No, you'd be thinking 2's down here because that's what it normally does. Back to abnormal and normal, right? That's what you would anticipate, right? Well, fuck. So you're working backwards, going, oh, there it is, right? So after the fact, you're like, oh yeah, ending diag, right? A little contraction. Now again, same thing. It's not that it couldn't do it; it's just not likely. So since you're likely to have those little retracements of profit taking, which is what a retracement is, right? You're hitting some bear resistance as well as some profit taking. Those little pullbacks, that's the opportunity. So all right, trade the 2 and the 4. To get into the 3 and the 5. Don't like that? Oh, well, okay, let's see what happens here when we get up here. Is it just going to run and go, or is it going to sweep and maybe pull back? Well, think of it this way, just back to basic market structure. If it does that, that'd be a break of structure. What do we anticipate after every break of structure? Retrace, right? Retraces go in 3s, right? So think about that. Okay. If I get that break of structure here, I'm anticipating the 3. I don't know. Again, market's under no obligation to do anything ever. But if I get a failed swing high here, is that not telling? Market's talking to you. Oh, there's the 5. Well, I know I'm looking for a 3 here. If I get a lower high, that's the trade setup you're waiting for. Oh, come here. Where's the... Right, that's what you're waiting for. We're looking for something. Well, we can go down here. Right, if we can get something deeper, ABC. Right, because now, okay, I've got a clear exit. Right, my premise is that this is a lower high. Now, if it's a B, right, B's can fuck you. Right? Oh shit, expanded B, right? And you're thinking, oh, is it, because that's what makes the expanded B so tricky. Because then you're thinking, oh, is it 1, 2? Well, how would you know? Well, you don't know. But if this is the expanded B, we need 5 to finish. The thing that where you can't get fooled is on a 1, 2, because the start of the one the start of the one can never be overlapped by the 2, right? So this has to be a lower low or lower high before we go 3, 4, 5. Has to be, right? The B can bend you over, right? Fuck, well, you know, who knew, right? We were going to get an expanded B. Nobody knew. Nobody knows. Nobody would know. There's no possible way you're going to know that in advance. You don't know it until after the fact. It's just like over here. You don't know that's a diag until it rolls over and you're like, well, what the fuck was that? Now you feel, oh, shit, you know what? I actually can get a 5 in there. Okay, now it makes sense. But this, right? I mean, ideally, you're going to get a lower high here because that's more typical. The expanded B is not typical. It's Abby. It happens. But it's just like this. It's a little after the fact. You're like, I got a 5 here. Oh, so that must have been an expanded B. You don't know at the moment. Because you'd be thinking, oh, shit, whoa, fuck. Oh, it's an A. Oh, it's a 1, 2. Oh, here we go. Right? So you're buying here. The average, if you're not using Elliott, well, that's retail would think, oh, fuck, I got a higher high, higher low, higher. Oh, they're buying it here. Because context is everything with Elliott. Everything. That's why Elliotticians have an advantage over any other technical approach. It's harder, more subjective. I know it. I know. I don't think I don't know all the negative connotations of trading Elliott. People say, "Oh, fuck Elliott. I don't trade. It's too subjective." Blah 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 blah. Oh, so you prefer the things that are just rock solid, guaranteed, right? There's no subjectivity. Well, what can we approach the market with that kind of mindset? What can we say with certainty? Well, higher high, higher low, right? Those are certain, not in the moment, after the fact. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, low, higher. Why would you not take this? Right? If you're trading market structure, and you're here, why would you not take that? Well, there's one you might think, oh, I break a structure. There's the retrace. Well, so here's my new range. So again, I'm just thinking through all this is what traders have to deal with, right? Oh, fuck, I'm out of, it's coming. I guess I can't do it. Here, I'll use the other one. All right, so you could do it this way, and this will give us a true 50. Hang on. All right, so, I'm in the discount. I want to buy that. Do you? I mean, I wouldn't, right? So, I mean, that because I can look at this and say there's a 5. I need a 3. Now, let's say it did this. We had the 3 here. You buying it here? That's, you're making, every trade is a calculated risk, right? So if the assumption is, I've got a good low here, and I've followed this with a 5, and I've got a 3, well, some of the variables would be here. Okay, how deep is it? Right? Is that where they usually go for a 2? No. Okay. Well, but I'm more bullish here, so I'm not even applying Elliott here. I'm just going off the swing structure. Okay, I got a higher high. What's the next thing I'm anticipating? That would be a break of structure, so I'm waiting for the retrace. Okay, am I buying it here? The market structure would suggest yes. Where's your stop? Right here. Now, if you get stopped out, you'll, okay. If it goes, okay, right? But is that a high probability trade, right? Do you want to put money at risk there? Well, I look at it and I think, okay, I got 5, I've got a shallow 3, and I've got a new high. Well, given the context here, is this what we're doing? It's not that it couldn't; it's just lower probability. More likely, it could be, so even if I got a little zigzag here. My first thought would be if this breaks the high, unless it does something dramatic, would be, that's the B. Because I need I need it down here. What needs the wrong word. I'm looking for it lower. That's the trade that I can anticipate here. for that. Because now I can get it into context and go, okay, I see it, right? Oh, it was an expanded B after a 3, so I've got a flat. Now, the assumption is that I get a 5 here. Again, context is everything. 5, 3, 3, right? What did I get here? If I got a 5, I might rethink it. Well, let's add that little variable here. So if I got a 3 here and then I got a 5 here, different story, right? That's kind of, I should have emphasized that. That's kind of key to the whole dialogue here, right? If I got a 5 here, oh, different story. I'm on a 4 hour, right? We go down to something smaller and you're like, oh, wait a second. I got a 3 and then now I got a 5. Oh, now I'm thinking differently because context is everything. Do I have a 5 or a 3? If it's a 3, I'm thinking expanded B, right? If you're trading market structure, that thought doesn't even enter your mind, right? Because you're not paying attention to any Elliott pattern recognition. You're just going off of the swing structure. The Elliottian has an advantage here. Oh, that's a 3. I'm anticipating the 5 to come down because I'm not likely to finish here. Because I'm not gonna. If I swing down below this, it's not gonna be. This would have to be a 5 for me to be thinking that we're going higher. If it's a 3, I'm thinking we're coming down. A, expand the B, C. It's that whole little dialogue I just took you through is the whole that's what every trader wrestles with. Shit, what is it? Oh, that's not where it usually goes. Should I buy it? Oh, but it did a 3. Oh, do I still want to buy the retrace? If it does this in a 3, do I want to buy the retrace? Well, think for a second now. That's higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. There's the retrace, break of structure. There's the retrace. Do I want to buy that? So I can't give you an easy answer, right? You got to make that decision. If I see this, I'm expecting that to finish as a 5. I'm expecting this to finish as a 5 because then I recognize it. Oh, 3, 3, 3, 5. I recognize it. You'd expecting this to hold. That's all you get, guys, right? What does it usually do? Well, based on the context, where's the probability? What's the most probable event? It's a little bit. I mean, there's no easy answer here. It's a little bit more complicated than, oh, fuck, swing higher, high, higher, low. It's a little more than that. Oh, it's a 3. What's this? That's why we take the time to go, fuck, is that a 5 or not? Well, that's not a 5. That's a 3. So what am I? Well, here's right in front of us, right? There's a 5 followed by a 3. When this starts to retrace, am I anticipating this? Definitely not. Not if you've got your Elliott hat on. I'm looking for 5. Whoa, lo and behold, what did I get? I got a 5. Well, fuck. Sorry, I'm not finished with it yet, but I'm anticipating that 5. Look, he's already got it drawn up for me. If I get this 5, then that's a trade that's interesting right here. Look at the risk control. Look at the upside potential because it fits, right? It makes sense. Like, I recognize it. Oh, I can take my long here, stop at the pivot. If it breaks it, oh, fuck, okay, broke it. Well, let's see if I can move the whole thing down and see if it'll happen lower. Right? Can I move the whole thing down? Oh, maybe it's down here, or maybe it's at the 50. Right? And we just start over again, but it's the little baby stop. That's the name of the game here. None of this. That's death by suicide. No. Little. It's the oldest stereotype, right? Big winners, small losers, right? The one thing you cannot ever have, you can't recover from it. You just won't. You're going to refund your account. Is a big loser. You can't recover from it. Oh, I shouldn't say that. No absolutes, right? Somebody has, but odds are you're reloading your account if you let that. And you did it to yourself. Right? Why? Oh, fuck. It's 50 or well, I guess it's going golden zone. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's probably going 786 because you don't want to take the stop because you don't want to be wrong. Nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody wants to feel stupid. Jesus, our entire political system over here is all of it is about who's going to feel stupid. And where can I go to get commentary where I'm not going to feel stupid? Not to get political, but that's the reality of it. What did Mark Twain say? Much easier to con a person than convince him he's been conned. Oh, I went on a sidetrack there. Okay, CN Salazar. One of my favorite members, long time with us, right? Always posts up whenever I ask. It's gotten quite good. Okay, what are you thinking here? All right, CN Salazar. Well, if we're getting a little kick, what's the market doing today? Well, how are we here? I can pop over here. Whoa, just 56 in the ES, 270 in the NQ. Well, let's bring this down a little bit. All right, we're very red today. Is Coinbase going along for the ride? I just bought some of this, I don't know, last week or so. Okay, we're coming. Oh, you know, he's fancy. He's giving me a 24-hour. 1, 2. All right. So what are we? Oh shit. Oh shit. Here's colors. It's just I got to do it so I recognize the colors. 1, 2. Where's the highest probability location for a wave 3? Between the 1618, 175. Lo and behold. Oh, and look at the RSI with nice divergence, right? Do you see the divergence? Oh, pardon me. It's here, right? It's between this pivot and this pivot. You got a little divergence right there. What do you got here? Slow Stokes. 2 good momentum indicators to use side by side. Excuse me. Nice channel here, right? It's beautiful, right? Just like you like them, right? Nice self-contained channel, right? Everything, right? A perfect pivot off of the 1, 2. My guess is this is technical. Right out of a golden zone. So what else do we have here? I mean, here's the TDU methodology, right? Oh, let's tighten that up. Let's get that nice and tight there. What's our lowest pivot? Look at that, right into the golden zone. Note, not the 618 golden zone. Okay, all right. So did we get there? We didn't get there, right? So that's interesting. Let's get that tightened up a little bit. That's the low right there. Lock you in there. It doesn't get there. Okay, so with that, I would start to look. Okay, right, it's good. We got to the algo target, but we didn't get to the median line. So 1 of 2 things happening. Either we're going to get here much, much later, but the angle is already too much. So I would go, if you go to a modified shift, that's a channel. Right now that handles it pretty well. I'd look at both, right? But I tend to, modified shift is it's just a channel, right? You guys know that, right? I think you do. So we've got the internal channel. So if I were to draw a channel on this, right, that's a modified shift, right? So let's pull this off. So there's a 3, 4, 5. Oh, pretty brutal correction he's anticipating. You think the algos are in here? Nah. Just random coincidence. Right? Just a random coincidence. Nice pivots here at the 50. We get third target, right? We know that because it went 1618. How about the 4? Right, this doesn't take you long to do this. What are you really doing here? Just how technical is this? That's golden zone, 50, 50, all targets being hit. We're inside this channel. It's modified shift here. We can take this off actually. It's just redundant. That's all good. So what are we looking for now? 4, right? So a couple things, right? So I just force a habit. I always mark my 1s. All right, 2 through the 3. Right, I'm looking for a wave 4. Tighten that up a little bit. I can't see your, so I do it so I can see them. So I can see that pivot up there. There we go. Okay, right, so we're looking for a 4. So why would the market come down this low? Big bullish price action today. It looks like that's a 5, doesn't it? You're at a 24-hour. Oh, you got something in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I got a 5 down. That's a 3 all day. Okay, so hang on. Let's see what we're doing with that. So there's my pivot, right? That gets swept. Let's try the 1 here. Can we get a diag in there? That's a waterfall. Well, you're going to have to do A, B. Well, okay. So sometimes it's just you're putting it together in sections. So this is a 5. That's a 3. You'd have to do it this way. You got to do A, expand the B, right? C. You got to do that there, I think. Now, sometimes you kind of piece them together. Okay. Well, if this is a 3 here, and I know that that's a golden zone. I think it is. Second target, right? So, okay, so I know, right, so again, that was not hard to predict, right? That's how the market moves, right? And in Coinbase, duh. Okay, right, so I got an A, B, C, right? Great, so I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, right? So, but we're overlapping here, so can I do it as a triangle? I don't think so. I don't like the idea of that, but do I have to do it? If that's 1, then we got to do it as a diag. So we'd have to do 1, 2. Fuck. A, B. But I don't have a good. Well, let's put it there for a second, right? We got to put it somewhere. Okay, let's hang on a second. Okay, what do I have here? So it looks more like I've got a 5 here that I could finish here. 1, 2, 3, 4, squirrely 4, 5. I don't like that as much. Oh, fuck. I shouldn't say that out loud. That's supposed to be just in my head. Okay, how are we doing this here? Well, the overlap is what's pushing you in to be looking for diag, right? But maybe we have to rethink that. Well, that's a. Let's take this up a degree. All right, so you'd have to be thinking this is an ABC. So you'd have to be thinking A, B. Ugh. That's not much of a 5. What's the alternate? Can't say I like that. I mean, that's a double. Might be able to get that. All right. So then you'd be thinking, oh, okay, that worked. So now I'm going to do a 3 here. Oh, yeah, I don't love it, but I think for a diag, we want to look for the 4 out of 50. Didn't quite get there. Go out a log just to check. Do I need to be in log here? What's my range here? It's twice the range. I don't think I do, actually. Ugh, I can't say I love that. But it is a series of 3s, so already I've broken that low, so that makes me a little uneasy with that count. But let's see if we can improve it. All right, so that's broken. That's broken. We can get this off here. Well, then you're kind of stuck where if you stick with this labeling, unless we're going to get a higher B, you're kind of looking there. Let's put it A, B, C, right? So I'm a little reluctant to do that. It's a little compressed, right? The B is just so abrupt, right? Length of time of the A, right? Compared to that, can't say I love that. That's kind of a fucker. That's not a great looking count, actually. 2. Oh, this is the problem. Well, it's one or the other. Right? So either you've got to do it this way, Do we like this better? Right. So then okay, let's measure. Right? What are the other tools? Right. Let's use the tools that are available to us. Second most common, right? More common in a diag than an impulse, right? That we'd go 1, 2, 7, 1, 3, 8, 2. So that, okay, maybe a little bit more conviction into that is the 3. 1, 2, 3. Which is, it barely gets it, what it does. So, well, let's double check there. Ooh. Well, I tell you the truth though, I want it to overlap. I need that to be straight, a straight line. Fuck me. Well, welcome to making sausage. That's a bit of a problem, right? Because we want that overlap and it doesn't. For this count to hold. And then you might think WXY 1, 2, but that doesn't play because we already swept the low. That's a biatch right there. Well, things that I can look at here that we can lean into, right? So we got a pretty good looking channel here. Oh, I could probably do it this way. Right, with a little overshoot here. You can't get an impulse in there. Because you can't do it, right? So you can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, because then you got the overlap. If you put the 3 here, it would make me a little uneasy there. Well, if that's 4, this is likely not 5, right? Could be, right? So then we'd be looking for the B here. So let's go with that. I would leave it here. If this is me, I would kind of leave it there going, okay, if I have a problem with this count, right, that's where it's coming. I'm going to have to revisit this, right? That's your problem area because I think this plays better as a 3 here because you need a series of 3s, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Yeah. So that would make me reluctant to be aggressive here. That's a candidate. The one thing you can say you're looking for here, if I pull this over, is I'm looking for a retrace here and then new lows. So if I pull here, I'm looking for that B over here. So to stay consistent with him. Now, right, if it's a C, we'd be looking for that lower before this goes. Tough one. Tough one. It's not quite right. Oh, that's a bitch. I mean, it's the perfect location for it. God damn it. How do I get that done there? What's the easiest thing to see? Can we do it as a combo? WX, god damn it, you can't do a Y there. That's just a free fall. WXY X doesn't fly, right? You can't get that done. Fuck. Oh, maybe one of my wizards good. Let's see. ABC, ABC, A, B, C. W, X, Y, X, A, B, C. It doesn't quite work. That would have me hurry up and wait. I got to see, right? So, okay, we can look at it here. Because it's unclear, right? Why trade something where you're unsure? You don't. No reason to. Right? You're not going to miss anything. Here's the range I've got. Oh, come here, right? We'll use this thing again, right? Here's my range, right? Swing high to swing low. Until I get out of this range and I know which way I'm going, which side am I pushing, and what's it taking? What shape is it taking? I'm on hold there. Because this is too close. That's too close. I mean, that's that's within a tick of the overlap. If it overlapped, then I'd be thinking, oh, fuck, it's 4 to 5. We're looking for another one down. As it sits there right now, I don't know what's coming next. The channeling's great. I want it to come down here. So per this count, A, B, I want a higher B, and then I want a C down here. Why would it do that, right? So then you got to think, okay, well, wait a second. What's going to cause Coinbase to do that, right? If we've got a crypto bull. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I don't want to spend any more time on there because I'll bore you guys to death. If I can get a better count there to get us done here, which I don't see, but one of my wizards might be able to get that. I'll post it. I'll post it under the video. I'll post it in this channel underneath, as I've done many times before. When I get stuck, right? Because if I'm stuck, well, first, when you get stuck, whether it's me or not, right? If you get stuck, don't force a trade. Wait until you get unstuck. So if we can get something to solve it down here, which I don't quite see, but if we do, you're gonna have to break this pivot. Well, here we can look at it. Right, you know that's all liquidity here. If we put this here, right, that's liquidity just waiting to be grabbed. Just ripe. Oh, inducement liquidity, same difference, right? So we've got these pivots up here, right? That's waiting to happen, right? So note that each one is lower, meaning that if this one comes up, if we come up here, right? This one didn't sweep this one didn't sweep this one, right? This one swept this one, right? So you got a couple right here that are just ripe to be swept, right? You know there's stops sitting there, just like there were stops sitting here, right? These are the danger zones, right? They're targets as well as dangerous. Why? Because whoever was long here, where'd they put their stop? Under the low. What just happened there? They got swept out. Now it goes back the direction. Internal to external, right? So this was external per this swing. Well, where is it likely to go next? All right, it's going to sweep that. That sets up the B, who retail gets all googly-eyed over it. Oh my God, it's going to the moon, right? And that sets up the C. All right, it's a tough one there, CN Salazar. Tough to get a clean count there. So we'll work on it. I'll get my guys on it. Ben B, what do we got? Ben B, another longtime member, always posts good content. Been with us for a long time. What are you thinking, Ben B? What do we got here? Invesco. I think he's an energy trader because he posts a lot of energy stocks. Invesco is an ETF. I think he trades ETFs. So let me get this just in a. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's nice work. Oh, look at that look at all that subdivision detail that he's done. Nice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. Good God, that's beautiful. Okay, so this is just literally it's such a reflex. I just do it immediately. All right, so okay, so where are my swings? All right, so WXY. Oh, and leave it hanging. All right, so that's not a problem here. 1, 2, I'll push that up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 1. Let's see. Why are we? Oh, the ETFs, right? They get a little sketchy when we go intraday. That looks pretty good. So you're going to go 1. This is your low. So this is your Y, as I think that's slightly lower. Looks like a pretty good double right down there. I think it is. That looks technical. Boom. Had extra legs down here. Looks like we ran into some demand. Okay, all right. So again, it's a process of, okay, how's it trading? Is it technical? This looks like a traditional measured mode. A little short. Actually, that may be what sent why this went longer. Here's your traditional getting to the 100. Boy, that's a bitch right there, isn't it? You got to put it there, so it's frustrating, right? This is where a little Elliott shuffle, right? At times you got to go 1, A, B, C into the 2. Take that up 1, 3, sideways 4, 5. Okay, right. So 3, 3, 5. Right. So you got a 2 in there. Oh, where's my 1? There it is. Okay, so let's measure it. Thinking about software, it is precise. All right, so we go 50 to the tick, get our target with a little much to spare. 1, 2, 3, 4. You should see the same thing every time. Always the same way. It's the consistency is the edge. It's that ABC 1, 2. Let's look in there. Oh, looks, well, if that didn't go higher, it doesn't matter. 1, 2. You gonna take that 1, 2? Well, it's a little skinny down there. These ETFs get skinny when you go intraday. Looks like that's going to be platinum. Got any news that would affect that? I don't see it. So you're kind of filling in this blanks here. God damn it, I never get that first time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, okay. So think for a second. Let's measure that out. If this is a good one and it's going to hold as the 4, right? We'd be looking for something more substantial here, right? Can we go that far? 3 maybe up here, right? Push, sweep the high. That sets up the retrace, break of structure, retrace. So maybe something like that for the 1. And then that's done, right? And then you know what to do next, right? It's not like the market has to do it, but if we got that, that would be a nice channel, right? Again, same way every time. Get that out of there. Like that. For the 5, center line's good. 1, 2. Every time, right? That's your edge. You start changing it up, you have no edge any longer. Sorry, that's just the reality of it. Already got this one going up for the 5. And this could, this could end up being something bigger. This could be the 1 of the 3. You don't know, right? Depending on energy prices. 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? Possible. Probably not. It's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see. Good one. So why would you not buy that? If you're looking for a trade in energy, you got a perfect. It's perfect. 1, 2, right? I want to get a little kick there. Stops under the low, right, where everybody else's stop is. So if it gets swept, okay, well, it can't be a 1, 2 anymore. So don't feel like, oh, fuck, I can't put my stop there because, oh, everybody puts their stop there. Well, again, context matters. If it's a 1, 2, you're trading for the 3. If it sweeps that, well, you're wrong. Take the small loser. Right? That's not optional. If it does that, which it does often, oh, well, then what just happened? Oh, this just turned into a 5. So now when it starts going back up, what are you thinking? You're not thinking off to new highs. You're thinking 3 because this just turned into a 5. I mean, that's a true double. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, probably not the 4 then. Right. Could the 4 be lower? Yeah, it could be. Is that what you want, right? So actually, it makes me like this trade all the more because really, the count is going to start to fall apart if this low gets swept, right? So you really want that to hold as it goes so that you can lock into the 4 here. Look at the channeling, right? You want that to be, that's your higher probability location. Plus, we just looked at it. It's right at a good spot. Right off the 50, I think below the, so we just looked at it, right? So right in the pocket here. So this is a very low risk, high potential reward trade because this is an absolute out, absolute wrong. It's a good looking trade. Okay, shit, I'm running long here. Whoa, fuck. Okay, let me go to, I may not get to that one, George. Oh shit, Orly. Well, let's here. Let me do a quick look at Bitcoin today. Here, so he's asking for 3, and I'm out of time. Okay, so here's Bitcoin. He's asking for Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. Shit, it's almost 2 o'clock. I'm going too long, right? I'm probably bored people to death already. Okay, so here, this is just simplified, right? And I've got here. Let's get these off. This is kind of the idea as talking about before. What is the market implying here? That's what it's implying. It's a 3. That's the imply. Now I know the Elliott intellectuals here are going to, it's not quite, but again, I'm back to what's it implying? Is it implying 1, 2, and we're going to the floor? Probably not. Where's the value area, right? So I'm just drawing from this swing low. That's the anchored VWAP, right? So we see we got below, right? We got below value here, the value area from this low to this high. Pardon me, that's from this low all the way over to the hard right edge, right? So I'm including all of this price action. Okay, so, all right, is it the cleanest count ever? Well, it's got some pretty, oh, fuck, hang on. Oh, what just happened there? My mouse just got a little funky. All right, this is pretty sexy, assuming you're a technician. You think that's random? I can assure you it's not. All right, so we get, this is a little shy of the golden here, this one, right to it. Right, secondary pivot, but let's use the X. Still just as good, right, get to the tick. These are, I promise you that's not Billy Bob crypto they're buying. Oh, time to buy. Well, of course, we get one golden zone. We know Bitcoin loves the golden. Both of them, not quite golden, right? We didn't quite get there. In the pocket, though, in between the two. What are we calling that? Does that look like an impulse? Well, you're kind of stuck with it. Even this was kind of a shitstorm. A, B, C. Oh, again, it's not a clean count, but what's being implied? 3. Now. Right now, that's a little, when we're here, you're like, oh, fuck, I don't know what. Now I'm sweeping this high, you're working backwards. Oh, well, fuck, I guess it is a 3. Right? It's not a clean 3, but you're getting a 5 out of that? Well, you're getting a 5 out of that? That's a 4-hour, right? It's just a free fall. How we can be a little bit bullish. Hang on. When you see, right, and this is news driven, but when you see a fair value gap like this, right, that's just sitting there, right, completely getting just rejected, right, just blown right through, goes right through, and we come back. Interestingly, anchored VWAP is where we come back to. The little liquidity grabs right here have all been taken. Right, that was just sitting there, like, oh, come on, please come get it. Now, what's here? More stops just being run right now. So we're at an area of interest right here. Here's the big order block up here. Just above is the target, and that would be a change of character. So here's the break of let's pull this back here. All right, so lower low, lower high, lower low, break of structure. What's after a break of structure? Retrace. Right, so if we were going to continue in this downtrend, it would be swing, retrace, swing, break of structure, retrace, break of structure, right? The trend continues. That's not what we got, right? We're getting a higher high here, right? Now, we don't have a change of character yet, right? So this is not a change of character. This is the change of character because that's the pivot that caused the break of structure. So that's the one that has to get broken, which the software is just labeling for us. But the idea here, the reason this is a good order block is, one, it created a fair value gap, right? So those are the only blocks, only order blocks you ever want to look at, right? If you're consider supply, right? Sometimes order blocks gets all ICT fucked up. Here's a supply zone here that created an imbalance, right? So we know muscle had to be committed here to create this move. That's the premise, right? And it's logical, right? It's logical, just like this one. Oh, look at there had to be some muscle here because you and I, we can't move the market like that. Now here we sit here and we got supply here. Well, okay. Just because it's there doesn't mean it can't be broken, but you're likely to get some defense here. How can you assume that? Because the capital had to be committed to create this. So when we come back to it, right, we're going to get a little defense. Some stops going to get hit. Where are the stops? We don't have to wonder where the stops are. They're sitting right there. Give it a range, right? People say, well, I'm not going to put it a tick over it, right? If it's a 1-2, yeah, you can put it a tick under. But here, okay, we got to give that a little cushion. So between these two supply zones, let's use that language. Between these supply zones, there's a shitload of stops sitting there, just sitting there. Now, if this is going to keep going, what do they need? They, right? Whether you like to think people or machines. Trust me, it's machines. What do the machines need? Right? They need more liquidity. They need to fuel it. To fuel it, they have to have, they need to be able to buy it from somebody. If they're buying, somebody has to be selling. Who's selling? Right? They need stops. Right? So if we start going up, right, then people are trailing with stops. So that's why if we come up here, right, and we get a change of character is a break of structure. If we break it, what are we anticipating? Retrace. It's a more significant break, right? To break a pivot, that's part of your swing structure. But a change of character, it's a structure break. It's just less significant than the big break, right? I mean, but it's still a break of structure, right? So if we go up here, oh, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. We don't get a lower low. Oh, all of a sudden I got a higher high. So am I trending? Well, if we think this is 1, 2, and we're going for a 3, where do we think the 3 is? Nobody knows where it is, but where does it usually go? 1618, right? Which would be 100, and there's the 1618. So if this is a 1, 2, what else do I have here? Right? Remember, this is a method, right? So with that, I don't want shift here. I want traditional. Now, traditional may be too sharp, or we're going to get a big pump here. We're going to do it here. This, right, we could do this before midnight. Right, if we're going to keep going with all of this, it's risk on day, right, for the data, market data. Oh, risk on. All-time high. Can we do that? Well, what would we be doing up here? Right? If we do this, if we get the 3 up here, where are the highest percentage of stops? Right there. Where's the highest probability location for a wave 3? Oh, shit. Come here. Right there. So can you see getting up here? We tag the median line. We hit the high, where algos are going to, again, it's not Billy Bob Crypto driving that, right? That's algos doing it, right? So where do they typically target? Well, we know that they target the median line. We know that 1618 is a common target for the algos. All right, so 1, 2, 3, sweep the highs. What is that? That would be a major break of structure. What do we anticipate after the break of structure? Retrace. Sets up the 4. We go up here. What do we anticipate? This would, if we break the 3, that's a new all-time high. What do we anticipate? Retrace. There's a method to the madness, right? This is chaos. We're trying to organize it. That's all we can do. And if we can organize it to where we think we have an edge, then it's about money management. You enter based on your identification that you think you have an edge. Right? I see it. I know it. I understand it. I've seen it before. I recognize it. Now, if I enter the market, different skill set. Now it's about money management. This different story. These are 2 different skill sets. I know lots of good technicians that can't trade. I know lots of great traders that are terrible technicians. Right? It's a different skill set. Proven with good money management, you can flip a coin and make money. Heads I buy, tails I sell. It's proven. So all of this shit we do, right? You could just flip a coin. Okay, guys, I got to wrap it there. Oh, shit. Navi, Christos, I appreciate it. Here, I'll hit that next time. I'm half an hour over. I gotta get off here. I'm just to go too long. People lose interest, right? So, shit, I probably lost half the people already. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it there. I appreciate all the guys that posted. Thanks for that, guys. I always appreciate it. I hope you get something out of these, right? That's the idea. It's multi-layered, and if you want to post, right, remember you can join our free Discord and post on every Wednesday if you want to have something reviewed or look at something, or you want to flex your TA, have at it. Okay, guys, have a good one.